these notes are going to be on solving equations. We're just going to go right back to the beginning and make sure that we're not rusty on the things that are really important to remember how to do for Math 3. So solving equations. All right, bring the book up here. We're putting it in prison. Bring it up. Bring it up. All right, solving equations. First example. We've got 3x minus 12 equals negative 4x plus 2. So we know this is not new content for us. We're just making sure that we know how to do these problems, that we're not rusty. It might have been a while. And we should all have paper out for taking notes. So our goal is to get the variables on one side, the numbers on the other side. Would you guys like to move the x's first, or would you guys like to move the numbers first? Move the x's, okay. Do we want to move the x's all to the left side, or do we want to move the x's all to the right side? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. To the right side or to the left side? Right side. Okay, so if we want all the x's to end up with on the right side, then we're going to take the 3x and we're going to move it over to the 4x. So how do we move a positive 3x? We're going to subtract it, so you're just going to do the opposite. So positive 3x, we're going to move it by subtracting it over. And a negative 4x and a negative 3x is what? Negative 7. Perfect. Negative 7x, we still have the plus 2. We still have the negative 12. So if the x's are over here, that means that we want the numbers on the other side. So how do we move a positive 2? We're going to subtract it. Negative 12 and negative 2 gives you what? Negative 14. All right, and then how do we get it so that the x is by itself? So the 7 and the x are currently being multiplied, so the opposite of multiplication is division. Hey.
Hello. You got two that were
Marvelous. Hey guys, your name is probably on a desk somewhere if you want to have a look. So x equals 2. So the end of the alphabet's over here, the beginning of the alphabet's over here, the middle is over here. Yeah. What's her last name?
Sturgeon.
So you might be over here. Oh, you're back there actually. Lily? Say your name? Yeah, you're back there. All right, so x equals 2. All right, if you want to check your answer, I'm going to show you guys how you can check them in the calculator. So what we can do is we can take the answer and plug it in for x. So I like to store it as x. So I'm going to take the number, I'm going to type it in here. So 2, type the 2. And then the store button is right here, STO. There's the store button. So I'm going to hit 2 and then store, and then I'm going to tell the calculator to store it as x, and the x button is right up here. So 2, store it as x. Quentin, you can't come in and then have your phone out right away. You can grab that calculator though, it's right in front of you. There we go. So STO, right above the on button, there's the store button. So 2, store, and then we're going to store it as x. So 2, store it as x. Now, if you press the x button after this, all it's going to do is it's going to spit out the number 2. Everybody good with that so far? So what we can do from here is we can type in the left side of the equation and we can type in the right side of the equation with the x's, and they should give us the same number because the two sides of the equation should equal the same thing. So the left side of the equation is 3x minus 12. So I'm just typing in 3x minus 12. I want to see what it gives me. It gives me negative 6. I'll type in the right side of the equation, negative 4x plus 2, and that gives me negative 6 as well. So I just checked my answer. My answer's right. Make sense? So that's the way we can use the calculators to check our work. Okay, let's try another problem. All right, so for the next one, we're going to do 8q plus 6 equals 4q minus 14. No, we can do it together. You want to work ahead if you want to. Okay. All right, so our first goal is to we can get the numbers to one side, we can get the variables to one side. And Quentin and Lily, make sure you guys are getting paper out so you can take notes also. Perfect. And I'll get you guys caught up on the rest. I'll get you guys a syllabus and stuff in a little bit. So do you guys want to get the variables to one side or do you guys want to get the numbers to one side? The variables? Okay, so should we get the q's to the left side or should we get the q's to the right side? What would you guys rather do? The left? The left side? Okay, so if we're moving all the q's over here, how do we move a positive 4q? We subtract it. So we're going to subtract 4q, subtract 4q. All right, so 8q minus 4q is 4q plus 6 equals negative 14. Okay. And then we want to get the numbers to the other side. So we've got a negative 14 over here. We have a positive 6 right here. How do we move a positive 6? We're going to subtract it. Okay, so negative 14 and negative 6 gives you negative 20. Divide by 4. So when we have the 4 and the q next to each other, it means that they're being multiplied. And to undo that multiplication, we're going to divide. So what is our final answer? 5. Negative 5. Okay, so if we're going to check it, I'm going to type in a negative 5. You can make it a q, but you can also make it an x when you store it in the calculator. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to hit negative 5. I'm going to tell the calculator to store it. And I'm just going to use x because I prefer to always store them as x. So negative 5, store it as x. And then I'm going to type in the left side of the equation and type in the right side of the equation, make sure they're the same. So I've got 8x plus 6. That equals negative 34. 4x minus 14. So if they're both negative 34, that means I got it right. Okay. Solving these types of equations, how do you guys feel? Good? We got it? We can practice them? They're in our brains? Okay. So now those notes need to be saved because you will get credit for those. So make sure your name is on it. Make sure you have a title, solving equations. Save it. Don't throw it away because I will be giving you credit for that. I'm